Hey Taylor, I am going to jump straight into this because I'm afraid it's going to get really long. So I gathered more plants than I intended to show you some of my easy care plants. I have the first ones I'm going to go through are the ones that you like absolutely cannot kill. And believe me, I have literally tried, and I will explain that. So the first up is the ponytail palm. So unlike its name, it's not a true palm, it's actually a succulent. There are some succulents in this list, but I will say when people say succulents are easy, that is not necessarily the case, and not all succulents are truly easy. Some of them can be more tricky, but the ones I'm going to show you are like super easy, hard to kill. So ponytail palm is a really lovely one. This one here you can see it's got a little bit of damage to it, partly because my cat likes to eat this tree. So I have to try and keep it away from her, partly because an ex gave me this plant, and unlike a normal human being who would just maybe regift the palm, I just tried to let it die. So I didn't water this for months and months and months and months, and then I felt guilty and I couldn't go through with it. So literally, I didn't water this for about 5 months. This bulbous base here is where it keeps all its water. It was all shriveled up, so I just like literally I dunked the whole thing in water. I gave it a good water. It absorbed all the water and it literally bounced right back. There is like so much new growth, and there was so much new growth immediately, and yeah, it is now thriving. It's recovering from its like damage, and yeah, this is great. I bought two of them. I found in the store. This is a healthier one, maybe. This tiny little baby one, which I thought was really cool because ponytail palms are actually kind of special in my opinion. They can live decades and decades, even centuries old. Like this plant is like guaranteed to outlive you if you care for it. They also get about like 30 feet tall outside, but they are super, super slow growing plants. That is not very likely to happen. It will take a really long time, even for this little guy here, to get as big as this one. So yeah, they're super easy. I can tell you about bottom watering later if you're interested. But these guys are super easy. You kind of like water them, give them a good water, and then you let them dry out completely before you water them again. They do like bright light. They like full sun if you can give it to them. But yeah, these are like super easy to care for and definitely recommend. Where am I going to stick it? Another one I recommend that would be easy to get this time of year is the Christmas or Thanksgiving cactus. You'll probably see these in stores around Thanksgiving, Christmas time. They have their name because they have these like beautiful, beautifully bright colored flowers that are like pink and red and white, and they usually bloom around Christmas, Thanksgiving time. So these are also a succulent. Super easy to care for again. I forgot about this particular plant for a long time. It was like in a corner. It was like shriveled up, like really shriveled up, and I didn't bother caring for it because I was like, I'm pretty sure it's dead. I'm pretty sure I killed this plant. It was not dead. One day I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I stuck it in a bowl of water, and it went from like this shriveled up, dead looking thing to literally this right now. It bounced back before my eyes in minutes. So yeah, super, super hard to kill. Also, if you do buy one, they can be a little sensitive to changes. They don't like to be moved around, especially like when they're flowering. So they might drop a couple flowers. The flowers might wilt a little bit after that, but you know what? They're super beautiful on their own and like very easy to care for. And when they get bigger, they're actually quite spectacular. So same as the ponytail palm, give it a good water, let it mostly dry out, and then water it again. Oh, what's next? Here we go. Snake plants. So these are my last plants that I have tried to kill. There's lots of different varieties. These are my two favorite ones that I have right here. But if you look up snake plants, these are also succulents. There's so many different kinds. These guys are like the easiest plants in the world, honestly. They're super beautiful, super like structural looking, architectural. They're just cool. I like them. Again, I had one of these a number of years ago, and I got really, really depressed, and I was just not able to take care of my plants, and I just let it sit there. Um, and it's kind of embarrassing how hard I tried to kill it. Like I just let it sit there for so long without actually thinking like it was salvageable, like I could give it water. I didn't water this guy for like over a year, and it stayed looking fairly normal for that entire year. Like obviously it wasn't growing, but it didn't look like it was dead. And then after like a year and a few months, just overnight, it turned brown and died. So that was my, yeah, I don't do that anymore, but like I said, I had to try to kill this plant. They're super easy. And they're quite tolerant of low light as well. So if you have like a darker corner, now I say low light tolerant, all plants want sunlight and will thrive, do better with sunlight. But if you have a darker corner, they'll do fine. They won't grow so fast, but they'll be okay. They do like bright light if you have it, and they will grow much faster if you do. But yeah, like the other ones, I can't remember if I said this or not. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. Plop it in a bucket of water, let it soak it up, give it a good drink, and wait till it's mostly dried out and water it again. Now, those are my super, super, super easy plants. I have one more super easy plant. I have never tried to kill this one though. Let me see. Here we go. Forgot to bring this one over. So here we go. This is called pothos. It is like super common, again, super cheap. All of these are super common and fairly cheap and easy plants. It is a vine. It's a vining plant. So this is going to grow. Some people like to put them on stakes and they climb up the stakes, but they're actually super beautiful. My daughter's laughing at me in the background. They're actually super beautiful just in like hanging baskets and stuff like that. These guys are super, super easy. They like bright indirect light. Stick them in some water, give them a good water, and then like mostly let them dry out as well. Are you noticing a trend here? Um, so yeah, I have only had this one for like a couple months, but everyone I know says that these are great beginner plants. They're very difficult to kill, and they kind of like thrive on neglect. So if it kind of like dries out completely and you give it a water, like it should be fine. And it's super pretty. So this one here is a Marble Queen pothos. Don't know if you can see it there. The variegation is sort of like marbled white and green. The other variety that's like probably the most common variety you can get of this one is the golden pothos. And that's another super easy plant as well. Now, so these next ones are bigger leafy plants because I know you said that you liked those. Let me put this back for a second. Let me see. Which one will I do first? This one and this one. Alrighty. So this one here is, let me see. I'm only using my phone. This isn't the best recording. This is a Dieffenbachia, or dumb cane. I've had this for maybe a year now. I really, really like this plant. It's like a cane plant. It is, I have found this like super easy. Like while I have had other plants that have not done as well in my home, this one has just been thriving. And it has taken some abuse. This plant has taken a lot of abuse, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to show it to you, because I know you have kids. Like a lot of plants, this one is, it is toxic. So if you're going to be breaking at it, the sap from it can irritate your skin. So if you have kids like pulling at it and breaking it, like just be aware of that. But other than that, it's great. My daughter has fallen on this plant and broken like tons of leaves off of it. I was devastated multiple times, and it has bounced back really well. Like it still has some filling out to do a little bit, but like it's mostly like I don't even notice that it was broken. It is constantly putting out new growth, and as you can see, the variegation on this is beautiful. I can also like type in the chat any spellings that you need. There's a number of varieties of Dumcanes. You can get like really, really bright ones. You can get dappled ones like this, but I love them. This guy has got, he's losing some bottom leaves here that needs to be pruned. He's got some damage. You can see some leaves that are maybe like a little rougher and, trying to see a good example. Yeah, a little rougher, a little sun bleached maybe. That's my fault because I have, I get a lot of light. I have southwest facing windows, so I get some direct sunlight during the day, which I think I might need to move it. It's not too happy with that. So this guy likes diffused sunlight or partial shade. It does like bright light, but nothing too direct because it will kind of like burn or bleach the leaves. Again, this one is super easy. It likes to be maybe a little moister than some of the other plants I pointed out. Give it a good water when the top like 2 inches of soil are dry. But it's quite forgiving and it's handy in that the leaves will sort of like start wilting a little bit when it needs a drink, and that's a really good way to tell. That's usually I have a look in the corner, I see it wilting, I give it a good drink. So again, this one is big, beautiful statement. Love it. It's a good option. What else? So this one here is always recommended as a good beginner plant. In the plant community, I have seen different people can test this. There's some people that have struggled with them, but honestly, this was the first plant I ever got, and it was super easy. I have never had any difficulty with them. It's called a peace lily, so I need a better spot to film. It's got this big, beautiful, broad green leaves, and if you can see these like white flowers here, this one needs a little bit of pruning. I have some flowers that are dead and need to be cut off, and it's got some new leaves that have grown here. So yes, this is a peace lily. Again, another super easy plant. This one doesn't like too much bright light, so if you have like an area that's a little bit darker, doesn't have as much light, it will still do quite well. It might not flower as much, it might have difficulty flowering if it's not getting enough light, but it will do well in a lower light situation. But yeah, bright indirect light if you really want it to flower, but it will do okay in lower lights. Again, this one is fairly easy. Give it a good water and then water it again when like the top inch or so of soil is dry. But again, like the Dieffenbachia, this one is even more dramatic. Like you can find time lapses online where this guy will, oh fuck, it stopped recording on me. Oh no, it didn't stop recording on me. There we go. Well, sorry about that. I thought I had been talking to nothing for the last 10 minutes. That would have been embarrassing. Sorry about that. So yeah, my daughter is laughing at me. I have never done anything like this before. I'm really sorry. Yeah, so this guy is super dramatic, even more so than the Dieffenbachia I just showed you. It will wilt very, very dramatically if it needs a drink, and you can stick it in water and you will watch it. What? If it's thirsty? It's thirsty. This one's thirsty? Probably. Yeah, I think this one is getting close to needing a drink. Okay, focus. Okay. Yes, it will very dramatically, and when you stick it in the water, it will, like, you can see time lapses of them online. It will just like perk right back up, and it'll be great. This is longer than I intended. I have one more plant for you, and I promise then we will be done. So this one is, again, it is super, super easy. This is, and I'm sure you've seen it everywhere, this is the Monstera deliciosa. And look how beautiful it is. So jungly and just gorgeous. It's got, some of the leaves have some damage. This was actually like a gift from somebody when I was having a down period, and it came with some damage, but as you can see, it's got some beautiful new leaves since, whoops, I'm spilling soil all over my lap here. Yes, this one is super showy and it looks like it should be like a really difficult plant, but it's actually super, super easy. I have written some facts about it here just to keep me on topic because, as we all know, with ADHD, I tend to waffle. Yes, so very quickly, this one needs medium to bright indirect light, so it doesn't need like super, super light. Water when it's about like 50 to 75% dry, the topsoil. So again, this one can take some neglect. I have often just like completely forgotten about this plant and been like crap and rushed off to give it a water, only to discover that it has pushed out new growth and it's thriving. So yeah, it looks like it should be more difficult than it is, but it's really not, and it's really wonderful, and it's very showy. The only thing about this one is it can be a little bit of a commitment because these get big. They get really big and they like to spread out. So you might need to get like a pole and like tie the leaves up, like train it to go up a pole or something. Or stick some stakes in it and just like Velcro it. You can get this special, that sounds crazy. You can get this special plant Velcro. Yeah, just to keep it from like spreading too wide in your room. But if you feel up to the challenge, these are so stunning and they're so easy to keep. But anyway, I have gone on for 16 minutes now. I'm so sorry. I hope that wasn't too long, and I hope that was helpful and you found something that you might possibly be interested in. And as always, if you need any help with anything, feel free to hit me up. I can explain any of that or tell you best ways to water and stuff like that. But I'm going to end this really quick. Okay, cool. Bye.